Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2026, and today is National Zipper Day, which feels like one of those inventions you don't think about until it doesn't work. Welcome to Wait, That's Random, This Day in History. I'm your host, C.L. Burns, voice actor, audiobook narrator, and your guide through the odd and unexpected corners of history. Let's dive in. On April 29, 1770, Captain James Cook made landfall at what is now known as Botany Bay in Australia. At the time, this wasn't just another stop on a journey. It was part of a larger effort to explore and map parts of the world that were still largely unknown to Europeans. Cook and his crew had already traveled vast distances, months at sea, limited information, relying on navigation methods that required precision and constant adjustment. And when they reached land, it wasn't just about arrival, it was about documentation, observation, recording what was there. Plants, animals, geography, things that would later shape how others understood the region. But what makes this moment stand out isn't just the landing itself, it's what followed. Because moments like this don't exist in isolation. They become starting points, and over time, they lead to larger changes. Settlement, expansion, conflict, cultural shifts. Things that unfold long after the initial moment. And at the time, none of that would have been fully visible. It just looked like a ship reaching land. But history tends to build from moments like that. And sometimes, instead of something beginning, something quietly comes to an end. On this date in 2004, Oldsmobile produced its final vehicle. It had been around for more than 100 years, one of the oldest automobile brands in the United States. A name people recognized. Something that had been part of the industry for generations. And then, it stopped. No dramatic moment, no single event. Just the end of production. What makes it stand out isn't just the company ended, it's how quietly it happened. Because over time, the brand had lost its place. Consumer preferences shifted, competition increased, and slowly it became less relevant. Until eventually, the decision was made to phase it out entirely. And that's something that happens more often than people realize. Not just in business, but in general. Things don't always end suddenly. Sometimes they just fade. And by the time they're gone, most people have already moved on. And sometimes, instead of fading away, something captures attention all at once. Today in 2011, millions of people around the world tuned in to watch the wedding of Prince William and Catherine Middleton. It wasn't just a ceremony, it was an event. Broadcast globally, watched across time zones. People waking up, staying up late, just to see it happen in real time. And what makes this moment stand out isn't just the scale, it's the shared experience. Because for a moment, people from completely different places were all focused on the same thing, watching the same event unfold. And in a time where content is usually fragmented, that kind of shared attention is rare. It shows how certain moments still have the ability to bring people together, even if only for a short time. And while some moments are shared globally, others are remembered through the people who leave a mark on our culture. Uma Thurman was born on April 29, 1970. Her work spans different genres, styles, and roles, but what stands out is how recognizable her presence is. Because sometimes what defines someone isn't just what they do, it's how they do it, and how consistently that comes through. It's interesting how these moments don't seem connected at first, but they kind of are. A moment of arrival that leads to a long-term change. A brand that slowly fades until it's gone. And an event that brings people together all at once. Different timelines, different outcomes. But all reminders that change doesn't always look the same when it's happening. Anyway, those are a few of the things that stood out while I was working through April 29th. Stop by tomorrow and we'll see what the internet decides to show us. If you'd like to hear more of my work or explore the books and projects I've been a part of, you can find it all at waitthat'srandom.com. I'm C.L. Burns, and I appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow.